All right, we just did some work on this Hilux, and I didn't manufacture or look after this car from new, so I'm not taking any of the blame for the condition it's in. It's not too bad, I've seen worse, but it's not as well looked after and kept clean as my cars. But what does matter is we just did a injector replacement job on it, and a BFE job. And relevant to, well, you know, people do EJAR cleaning or whatever, EJAR cleaning, they put the plate in, you know, EJAR cooler here, plate goes in on the end of the pipe, reduce the flow, happy days. Some people pull intakes off, and whenever they do this, quite often they don't put everything back the way it's meant to go. So I'm just going to run through 3 things that were missing on this vehicle that are right here in the picture. One's still missing. I'm going to show you the part and how to get it, and explain to you why you need to check your Hilux and do it if it's missing, because I've had one customer, there's been plenty of people break down because of this, but it's that bad that one customer, it happened to him twice. So the fuel pipe split. He went to a Toyota dealer, he was traveling, right? So he's traveling. So, you know, fuel pipe splits, goes to the Toyota dealer, they replace the split fuel pipe after they figure it out. And then he's off on his merry way, and 5 or 10,000 k's later, I can't remember, within weeks, the fuel pipe had split again because of the vibration. It's the vibration in the diesel. If Toyota come up with places to put clamps, they need to be there. So I'm going to run through, I'll run through all the clamps where they need to be. But first, let's do this missing one for the Hilux owners that are too impatient to wait till the end of the video to gather all the information. Now, the clamp I'm talking about, it's a 3-piece deal. This is what you need to buy the top, the bottom, and the bolt all separately. And you can see it's got a different size on the left to the right. So it's not like the other ones. When I say the other ones, you got 2 more clamps up under there. So you can see one of them there. Right in the middle of the picture, there's two going between the fuel pipes up there. You've also got this flat plate clamp there, right? But we'll get to that later in the video. This one is the important one. What happens if this one isn't there? And I don't know how this vehicle hasn't done it, but at some point in time, somebody's worked on this. It had the original injectors at 300,000 Ks, original injectors, so not good, but doesn't matter. It's all done now, should be right. Most of them are lucky, but get to know the crack piston fund, as I've been saying, just in case, worst case scenario. You can see where it goes, right in the middle of the picture. And this is why I thought I've done this before in a video. You probably missed it because you don't watch the videos, but, or you knew, whatever, you know, or you get bored, too much waffle, like all this waffle that's happening now. It's either waffle or information, depends how you look at it. But you can see where that goes, big, little. See down there, you can see, this is why this is a good one to show you. You can see the dipstick. This is the dipstick here, the yellow thing, right? Follow the tube down, and you can see that really clean mark on the tube right in the middle of the picture. And you can see the fuel pipe behind it, the sort of like rub mark. And that's where this sucker goes, right? This end here, that end there, obviously with the bolt at the top so you can tighten it. And don't put a 10mm spanner on these and just crank it, because you twist everything. You need to hold this still. Ideally, a small impact driver on there will just do it up without twisting so much, if you know what I mean. And if you have to, if you need to, even on these top ones, to keep them lined up tit to tit, right? We don't want them done up like that, okay? We want them straight bang on like that. Don't over tighten them. It's something like 5 Newton meters, I've forgotten, because I've never used the torque setting. Well, I probably did many years ago, but we just do them up just nice. They've just got to do up nice. But sometimes people over tighten them, bend them. Also, the rubber goes squashed over time, so you need to give it a bit extra. So you just keep nipping these down until they don't slide on the fuel pipes, basically, right? So new one, you can start off with the 5 Newton meter thing or whatever the torque spec is. But once they get older, just give it a bit more until it doesn't move. And when you're done, you've got to check and inspect and make sure. See how there's rubber there, and it's not far to that clamp material, the metal. Just make sure that it isn't squashed that badly that that's going to be rubbing and vibrating on the fuel pipe and cut through the fuel pipe. Because what happens is that fuel pipe that's the one from the supply pump. It's sort of behind there. See the nut there where I'm pointing? Goes down around, you can see it comes back this way, bends around, it's all weird and all that. Don't worry, that's Toyota, that's Denso, don't worry about that. That's not part of the problem here. But what happens from all the vibration in that pipe, it gets a split in it and it leaks, and your fuel pressure's gone and your car stops. and there's nothing you can do about it to get this vehicle going again, because you've got 160,000 kPa of fuel pressure going through these pipes at maximum pressure, even minimum 35,000 kPa. No, 100, yeah, let me get it right. No, so 160,000 kPa, 35,000 PSI, that's full pressure. So your tyre, this one has got 35 PSI, let's say. These pipes, they've got 35,000 PSI, which is why you wouldn't go, oh, look, it's all wet. There's a bit of a leak down there. Let me just see. I can't see what it is. Let me feel it. And you put your finger on it, because it could be coming out like a razor blade and it'll just cut you up. Diesels can be dangerous. Beware of the fuel pressure. See how that, some people will call this waffle, but see how that important warning information came out. And I've said it before in videos, but a lot of people missed it. Working on diesels, this and that. Just beware of that. When you got a fuel, you got to be, it's just, it can be dangerous. These are really quite safe to work on, but it can be dangerous. So we've got to get that clamp on. You need to make sure on number 4 fuel pipe, there's a clamp. It's straight down behind that, right in the middle of the picture. Check the injector information videos, the EGR cleaning videos. There's playlists. Check those out for the accurate info with the detail showing you that. The flat plate clamp there. See those flat plates with the rubber on them? There's one behind, there's one in front, and there's 2 studs that go into the inlet manifold, and there's 2 nuts that go over the top. So if that was all missing, you would need to buy 2 studs, 2 nuts, and 2 plates. And that's about, I know, 60, 70, 80, but those plates are about 20 bucks each, 40, 50, 60, yeah, it's about 70 bucks worth of stuff. It's ridiculous. This clamp, it's about $70 worth. I think one side was 30, 32, the other side's, it's on the invoice. We'll go and have a look, then you can believe me. That's all I needed to show you here though, right? When you work on the vehicle, you might find things missing. Oh, that's the other thing. These clamps always missing, right? I haven't got the part number handy because I had these ones in stock. I've got to order more. If I remember in another video, I'll show you the part number for those as well. This is what we call big. It goes to the 2 big hoses, and this is what we call big little. That goes from the big hose to the little hose. It's on the Hiluxes between the fuel filter, and see down there you got little. There's another one there, right? And on the Prados and stuff where they've got those other weird clamps, like on the 120s, and they break when people work on them, we just get rid of them and use big. So I'll get you the part number for that. So then if you go to your local dealer or whatever, you can actually just say, can I please have 3 of those? They're like about 10 bucks each, 8, 10, I don't know, something like that. They're not too expensive, these ones. These ones are too expensive. Same as the ones up under there. That's about 60 bucks worth or something up under there as well. Each, I mean, by the time you each piece separately, to make one clamp like that, 60 bucks. Crazy. All right, that's it on this one. Let's have a look at the part numbers. Okie dokes, that's one of your numbers for this big clamp. That is one of your numbers you need. Let's just go straight to the invoice actually. Here we go. Don't worry about the bottom one, that's coolant. If you want coolant, that's your number. Those top 3 numbers are the numbers you need, one of each, to make that Hilux clamp if yours is missing. If it is missing and you found it helpful using these numbers, why the hell wouldn't you just subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything. Stay tuned, save money, keep it reliable. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch you on the next one. And, in case you weren't happy with that. So that's one number. That's the other number. And the other one is, as per the invoice, 9011906 775. All right, going. See ya. Last but not least, there's the prices: $26.50, $32.50, $343, all plus GST.